Hello everyone, this is Matthew once again, and today I'm going to do something totally different. You know I'm known for doing movie reviews, so I just figure why not do a documentary review. And the documentary I just saw today, which I just bought off of iTunes, so I can watch it on my Apple TV, because it's not on Blu-ray yet, so I don't know when it's going to come out in America, it's only in the UK. And the documentary I saw, which, here's the image, Clean Up the Town, Remembering Ghostbusters, made by a brother-sister team, Anthony and Claire Bueno. So, Anthony, Claire, if you're watching this is for you, and this is my honest opinion on your documentary. So, I hope I don't mean anything harm to y'all's work or what you have done, what you accomplished, but just hear me out here. But nevertheless, Anthony, Claire, for what I just saw, all I can say is this is a very good documentary. So of course, yes, you all know that, yes, I actually love Ghostbusters, which I have it right here on this 4K Blu-ray limited edition steelbook release that came out during the films. If I could do the math, 35th anniversary of the original Ghostbusters, which of course comes with the sequel, Ghostbusters 2. And yeah, this is the one that has the deleted 4th memory scene, which of course I'm going to talk about that later. And of course, I've already reviewed them. If you want to see my review of Ghostbusters, please feel free to check up on my channel, Texas Film Critic, or I will put the link below the description so you can find the playlist or anything I have Ghostbusters related that has the reviews, where it's like the longer version, the shorter version. Then I review Ghostbusters 2, as well as the 2016 reboot. And now, of course, from the month of November, it just seems like the appropriate time to review this documentary because Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out November the 19th, which I am so excited to see it, and I've been seeing pretty good reviews by Kurt. It's already sitting at a 77% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and hope it's good, or I believe it'll be good. So, and of course, yeah, this documentary pretty much chronicles the events on the making of the original Ghostbusters of 1984, about how this whole thing went of when Dan Aykroyd read histories about paranormal investigations and the history, especially for one of his family relatives, and he had the idea of marrying the two, of taking well-known comedian actors and putting it into this storyline here, so it could be, like we have people who are trying to study about the history of ghosts and who they are and where they came from. And of course, we know that Dan Aykroyd's concept, as you know, the history is supposed to take place in the future. And of course, Ivan Reitman says, "Why not take a place in our time, but have them go into the business?" And you all know the history about Ghostbusters because there's a lot that you can learn more about this movie. It had a lot about the role of Peter Fabian going from John Belushi to Bill Murray, and how they were able to pull up the effects, and being one of the biggest films in 1984. I mean, everything else is all there. So this is not going to be like a long review, because if you want to know more history about the film other than me, Clean Up the Town, Remember the Ghostbusters is definitely right up your alley, because this is a very fascinating documentary to watch. And I love learning history because I actually am a film buff myself, and I love learning history about the behind the scenes about movies, how it came to be, or scenes that got cut out, how they were pulled the effects, and how it was able to create a legacy of its own, and how it still becomes more beloved to the whole world, to those who love Ghostbusters, which of course that includes me. So I enjoy every minute of this documentary. And yes, it was a lot nice to see the late Harold Ramis as he's interviewed before he passed away, while he was interviewed doing this, as well as the second one he's been interviewed called Too Hot to Handle, Remembering Ghostbusters 2, which they're already currently in production on work on a documentary, which I'm looking forward to that. It was nice to see familiar faces to be interviewed. And I love seeing on camera talk about their experience about the film, especially like Steve Johnson, Richard Edlund, Elmer Bernstein's son, Peter Bernstein, and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. I mean, it's all really good. It really did show why I really love Ghostbusters, and especially how much I love movie making in general, which is what really fascinates me a lot. And it's only like 2 hours and 7 or 8 minutes. It's really not that boring at all. It really kept my interest, and the more you watch on screen, the more how interesting it is to know more about Ghostbusters. Any negatives? Well, yes. Just get the first one out of my way. The one that is mostly obvious is the lack of Bill Murray, who sadly is not interviewed, which I know that Anthony Claire Bueno did try to get him to do the interview, which I know he said yes, he'll do it, but I guess he couldn't make it because of scheduling conflicts, but he's a very busy guy. So, not sure if they're going to try again to get him to interview for Ghostbusters 2. I mean, hey, you might as well just interview Bill Murray just to do it as like a separate interview, and maybe you could include it as a bonus feature about his experience and how he still gets a lot of people who recognize him in the role as Dr. Pure Fame, because I love Bill Murray. And I know Bill Murray, he really does do interviews, especially right now he's being interviewed for his work on Stripes, which that's like at least the movie he can at least talk about, but everything else, not so much. I mean, I know he probably is not much of a special features guy, but I could be wrong about that, because a lot of people can know more about Bill Murray than I do. So that's one aspect which I'm disappointed that Bill Murray's not interviewed. The second one is they have not interviewed Slavisia Jovan, who played Gozer in the movie. She's not interviewed, which I know she was interviewed about the movie when she appeared in one of those conventions, which I think is on YouTube, which you could look it up. So she's not in this. And of course, yeah, it's about the Ford Demery stuff. While I'm glad it's been covered, but it's really not much as detailed as I thought it'll be, because I'm sure we get to know more about the history of it, but they didn't go into much about the whole, let's say, like, I guess, for instance, like, the actress who played the Dream Ghost, Kimberly Herron, which, of course, about how about the design, the costumes, and how they were able to create this little ghostly effect, and as well as making the costume and how it's all made of, just to see, so they can make it look more angelic light, or make it look like she's like an angel from heaven, which that's not covered up. And yes, of course, obviously, there is no interview of the actress who played the Dream Ghost, which I was pretty disappointed by, which I think it would have been something she would talk about the film. I mean, if she's probably not in the mood doing media stuff, I could totally understand that, which I know I did come across, of course, which I apologize if she is watching this. I did know that she actually had like a Facebook page, which I have not been following her, so I really don't want to budge or anything, so. But maybe she likes to live a peaceful life, which I could totally respect it, and I can't blame her for that, but it would have been nice if she would at least talk about the movie. And yes, of course, there is no footage of the deleted scene, which I'm not that upset on that as well, because after all, if you have a copy of this, then there's nothing to complain about if none of the footage appear in the documentary. I mean, this is like, I guess, more like last minute call when they find out they're going to release this deleted footage, we'll put on the Blu-ray here. So maybe Anthony Clara didn't want to bother Sony it. That would have cost them extra more money in order to gain rights to the footage and put that in the documentary. And of course, yes, I do remember that I actually, which, if I want to tell you about my history here, I actually did gave them the link of that storyboard, which of course I was later posted on SpookCentral.com, which they actually did appear in the documentary, which I was glad that they already used some of that since I gave them the link. And of course, I actually found out, which I'm going to show you this image right there, is the shot of the Dream Ghost's face when it hovers above Dan Aykroyd's character here, which of course looks a lot different, which of course, comparing to this one from the Spook Central website, comparing to the one in the documentary, which of course both the faces are different. But the one you're seeing right now that I just record off of my TV set, I just never seen that storyboard image of the Dream Ghost before. Unless it was later pasted or something, but I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I just never saw that image before, other than the one I saw on SpookCentral.com. So, but hey, unless Anthony Clara can tell me more about that. But of course, yes, I did get somewhat fascinated about the whole how they're able to pull off the whole taking out the belt and pants thing. Which, of course, yes, believe it or not, which, as if you could look at this image right there of Dan Aykroyd, look at his underwear being exposed, which, of course, I have to use a marker in order to block it off because I don't want y'all to see the underwear, so I pretty much have to censor it. So this is more like the G-rated version. That shot alone, if you're looking at it, was supposed to be like a combination of live action as well as the automatic pants coming off. But instead, the one in the movie you saw was like a straight up 35mm shot. So I guess maybe they did have to take technology to do it, or because of time constraints. But if I had to guess, I think it's pretty much more due to time constraints. So instead, it became like a straight up 35mm shot in the movie. Which, of course, yes, even in court, I remember one time when Jason Reitman is getting prepped to do the new Ghostbusters movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife, he did say that there are fans out there who would love to see a 4 or 5 hour cut of Ghostbusters with unseen dailies, which I would love to see that too, to see any other unseen dailies. And maybe put that Ford Demery scene to make it look like what if this was included in the finished film with picture, sound, visual effects, colorize, the black and white footage, music, you name it. Which I could just go on and on about it. But of course, yes, if I need to add one more thing to it on the Dream Ghost thing, is which forgive me for if I say this on camera here, but if you're a professional cosplayer out there, I would not mind to see y'all try to cosplay this character, because no one's ever cosplayed this character before other than the Ghostbusters, Slimer, Stay Puft, the possessed Dana Barrett who becomes Sewell, as well as Louis Telly when he's possessed with the sand on his head. So, oh yeah, and Gozer. I mean, I've seen it like a million times, but I'm probably one of those people who's like thinking outside the box, who would like to see a cosplay of the 4th Death Marine / Dream Ghost to be cosplay and make that a reality, which I like that too. But with that said, if you have not seen Cleanin, Terror Ghostbusters, I'd say check it out. It is available on Blu-ray overseas, but you can easily check it out on Sony Crackle, which is the edited version. But if you want the uncut version, which that's the version I rather watch, it's on Apple TV, and I highly recommend it. So this is a fantastic documentary. So to Mr. Anthony Clarabueno, all I can say is, despite my little fanboyish nitpicks I had with the documentary, all I can say is you guys did a really good job. And my rating for the documentary is almost coming close for being perfect. And I think, for what it is, I think your documentary earns an A-. I love Cleanin Ghostbusters, and I really am happy I get to see it for the first time. So, good job, guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing your sequel to the making of Ghostbusters 2. Too Hot to Handle. Remember, Ghostbusters 2. And I'm not upset, of course, you didn't give Bill Murray or Kimberly Herron or Sylvia Jovan or anything you couldn't give for the movie, but nevertheless, it's at least better than nothing, and I'm very happy it was able to get released. So, thank y'all for making it, and fantastic job on the doc. So, anyway, so that's my review of the documentary of Cleanin Ghostbusters. I hope you enjoyed, and if you've seen the documentary, let me know what you think. And if you're a Ghostbusters fan, just tell me, what is your favorite scene from the movie? What is your favorite Ghostbusters movie? Is it the first one, the second one, maybe the Paul Feig one? And how excited are you to see Ghostbusters Afterlife? And let me know what you think of this video. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. Feel free to put your comments down below, and don't forget the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Take care. And Ghostbusters Afterlife, here we come on November 19th. Thank you, and good night.